I'm interested in the paranormal. Basically, I got fed up of seeing people on telly doing these TV shows. I'm not going to name names. And I thought, switch the TV off and go out and do it for yourself. That's what this is about.
Do you believe in ghosts, and why?
No. I think it's been totally disproved that there are ever any ghosts a long, long time ago, and it's all hokum.
I do a bit, only due to horror films.
I live in an old country house back where I live in Winchester, and I've always believed there's some sort of weird poltergeist or something, because in my room I've noticed that things like have been falling off and you hear really strange sounds and everything like that. So I don't know, it's a hard question really.
Well, people who promise to come back and haven't come back is good enough for me.
There are many different reasons why people hunt for ghosts. Typically, people are after some sort of thrill. They enjoy the fear factor of hunting for ghosts, and they may sign up to public events to do that, or they may be involved in a group that is primarily out to scare themselves. The second reason people hunt for ghosts is because they'd like to know the truth.
At this particular site, this is a very unusual one. Normally LPS are ghost hunters, we're investigators of anything paranormal. And most of the time, most of the sites we go to, it tends to be a ghost or something like that, which is haunting the site. This one is unusual. This is the alleged English version of Mothman. Very American phenomenon, Mothman. It's supposed to be a giant creature, flying with wings, silver coloured and things like that. Back in 1981, a group of teenagers were up at the wood, which we're going to, which lies just over the back. They refer to it as Bluebell Wood. And we're going to go down, walk through the woods, see if we can pick anything up.
I think people hunt for ghosts for a whole range of reasons. In recent years, I think it's become very popular, partly through television programmes that have kind of promoted this idea and felt it's quite an easy thing for people to go and do and have a good fun night out. The more serious investigators, I think, are genuinely interested in finding out whether or not some of the claims of ghostly experiences can stand up to some kind of scrutiny.
All I know is that I thought somebody was coming down the path towards me. I switched all the camera equipment off because obviously that cost a lot of money, and it turned out to be at that moment that it was a two-dimensional being. There was no features, but I could see the legs moving towards me. Then it went off to the left, and when I went to check where it had gone through from the path, there was a big fence there.
I can't say I've actually seen a proper ghost, but I've definitely seen dark figures and heard voices, and I can't find any logical explanation for them.
An EMF meter, okay, it picks up electromagnetic fields, and it can pick up, so for example, a house wiring or anything like a mobile phone signal. Now the reason that we use this is because the thing is that allegedly spirits give off electromagnetic fields as well, electromagnetic energy. This is my outdoor kit, and it's just basically a camcorder with night vision on it, so it's pretty straightforward really. As well as the other way to do it, some people will actually use a sound recorder, which is again is basic part of the kit, but we use them for EVP, and basically is to record sounds of voices, disembodied voices.
If you wanted to go into a ghost investigation and come out guaranteed that you've got ghostly evidence, then I would say use EVP. So just set up a recorder and leave it recording and then play it back and analyse it. You're guaranteed to get something. I'm not saying it's paranormal, but you're guaranteed to get evidence. For myself, my style of investigation is having a checklist of natural explanations. So if I know a location has a particular experience associated with it, for example, a sense of presence, then I'll try and look for the natural explanations first. And it's almost as though I'll be ticking them off and discounting them. And if you manage to discount all of them, then at the bottom there'll be a supernatural explanation.
In the woods, like a table. Yeah, just like a white table. And when they shone the torches at it, there was nothing there at all. It's like a big, like a structure. And I can sense different changes in energy and things. And also I hear voices or sounds. And I'm not always sure. This is why I keep saying to people, did you hear that or whatever, because I'm not sure if I'm hearing it or whether everybody's hearing it.
So mediums are people who would claim to be able to hear the voices of spirits of the dead, essentially is one way of describing them. Sometimes I've come across people who on the face of it seem to do things which are very, very impressive and are worthy of further investigation. A lot of other people often don't really do anything where you think, well, that could easily be explained in terms of some conventional psychology.
When I saw the picture, that just caught my eye, but it might just be a reflection of the plant or something. But if you look at it at an angle, so you reduce the brightness of it, you can actually see there might be concentric circles.
Yeah, I can see a bit of red.
Yeah, there's a bit of red around the side, but you might be able to see that there's actually a circle with a circle in the middle.
For me, orbs are balls, and more often than not they're reflection off dust, off water droplets, off an insect, that sort of thing. But what often intrigues people is, why are we seeing a circular light there? If there's a piece of dust or something, why is it perfectly circular? The reason why is because digital cameras are generally very low resolution compared to a film camera. And because of that, what's essentially happening with the chip is it's filling in the gaps. And so, if you were to take the same photo with a film camera, you'd get a pinprick of light in the centre of that point where that orb is.
It was like a man walking like this way.
I never saw it moving because I looked away.
Yeah, did it look like he was looking like that?
No, what I saw was just standing there.
Yeah,
and that's when I felt like I was being watched, and I looked down and I thought, oh, it's a tree.
Yeah,
and I ignored it.
And then I was watching it, and then I looked back, and it was and then he just walked off, and then that's when I just saw a man.
Right. Well, there is a possibility that there is someone in the woods,
Maybe,
but
probably,
I can't hear anything.
And there could be a number of explanations for what's happening. My first one would be, yes, can we discount the possibility it's a man? To use the argument, well, I didn't hear anything. Well, the short clip that I've just seen, there were lots of people talking, and I defy that anybody would have actually been listening out for a man walking around the woods during that, that discussion. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, they were describing how they were looking off at the trees. It's very, very easy to misinterpret a shadow of a tree and think that you're looking at the man. I would love to see the original footage of the investigator. If they're stay in exactly the same position, they're looking directly at this man, and then it appears to move off. That would be, for me, more evidential.
Part of me would love some of these things to be for real, because it then would tell us a huge amount about us ourselves, the nature of reality, the nature of the universe, what happens after we die. So that's why it's so fascinating. Sadly, I don't think the evidence tends to be that strong. So I think for now, I remain quite sceptical.
So paranormal investigation is about socialising as well as investigating the paranormal, if you like, the quiet life.
I'd love the idea that there are ghosts. I'd love the idea that, it could find evidence that would blow people away. And so I think that's where my belief is remaining an objective, rational, sceptical scientist, but, in the back of my mind, there's the little excitable boy that watched Ghostbusters all those years ago that would love to capture the evidence.